Hi, hello everyone. My name is Nurfadhilah Syaiful BAKHRI. Welcome to my video. So today I would like to talk and explain about grammar. Apart from vocabulary, the first thing you should know when learning English is grammar. So, what is grammar? Grammar is a sentence structure. If the sentence structure is correct, then our sentence will be perfect. Both in Indonesia and in England or America, it is important to compose a sentence with a complete structure. This is to avoid misunderstanding due to unclear sentences. In Indonesian, we know the sentence structure of SPOK. Likewise, in grammar, sentence structure is important to that sentences are clear and understandable. And grammar also has several functions, but the main function of grammar is we can make sentences correctly. The word structure is neat, making it easier for people to understand what we mean. How important of learning grammar? So out there are still many who debate the importance of grammar. The reason is that many indigenous people themselves have begun to ignore the use of grammar. Examples can be seen in the lyrics of Western songs today, as well as the way where some people interact in everyday life. Some even say speaking grammatically makes you less informal. People who like to talk with a good grammatical structure are considered too rigid. And in this grammar lesson, there is something called parts of speech which we will discussing today. Consisted of noun, pronoun, verb, be, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, sentences, and tenses. Let's moving on to the parts of speech number 1. Noun. So a noun has classes of nouns consisted of concrete, abstract, common, proper, count, mass, and animated, inanimated. Concrete noun. Concrete noun are recognizable by the tenses and name something you can see, hear, smell, taste, or touch. And these include people, animals, places, and objects. Example: a dentist, firefighter, gorilla, puppy, building, island, cake, fruit, keys, and so on. And the next classes of nouns is abstract noun. Abstract nouns name things you cannot see, hear, smell, taste, or feel. In other words, abstract nouns are not tangible. Example: childhood, freedom, ideas, depression, beauty, kindness, and so on. Next, we have common noun. A common noun are words used to talk about people, things, and places. No capital letter used unless they are the first word in a sentence. A common noun begins with a lowercase letter unless it is at the beginning of a sentence. Example: writer, teacher, cookies, city, restaurant, school, etc. Next is proper noun. A proper noun is word used to name particular people, things, or places, and has two distinctive features. First one, it will name a specific, usually a one of a kind item. Second, it will begin with a capital letter, no matter where it occurs in a sentence. Example: Indonesia. So the I of Indonesia is capital. Next, count noun. Count nouns are nouns that can be quantified or counted with a number. People are also the word countable instead of count to refer to these nouns. For example, please give me a glass of water. Glass in here as a countable noun. Another example, I read 2 papers every morning. So the papers means newspapers is a countable. Next one is mass noun. Mass nouns are uncountable by a number. Mass nouns are quantified by a word that signifies amount. Example, water, milk, wood, wool, rice, air, sugar, and etc. Example, the container is made of glass. Another example, those roses are made of paper. Next, animated noun. Animated noun is a semantic category of noun and something that is alive. It has animation and can move, refer to a person, animal, or other creature in general. Animated nouns correlate with the pronouns he, she. And the last one is inanimated noun. An inanimated noun refers to a material object, thing, or concept that are not alive and describes a non-living thing that doesn't move. The next of parts of speech is pronoun. So a pronoun can divide it into 2 types. They are singular pronoun and plural pronoun. Example for the subject I, you, she, he, it. The object pronoun is me, you, her, him, it. Possessive adjective pronoun my, your, her, his, its. And then possessive pronouns is mine, yours, hers, his. Also for the reflexive pronouns is myself, yourself, herself, himself, itself. For plural subject like we, you, they, the object pronouns is us, you, them. Possessive adjective pronoun is our, your, their. Possessive pronoun ours, yours, theirs, and the reflective pronouns is ourself, yourself, themselves. Demonstrative pronoun consisted of these, that, those. Example, this is my book. That coffee is hot. Next is indefinite pronoun. Consisted of any, some, enough, several, many, and much. Example, there are several books on the table. Another example, there are some apples in the fridge. Next, interrogative pronoun. Consisted of who, whom, whose, which, what. Example, whose book is this? Who are you? Relative pronoun consisted of that, which, who, whom, whose. For example, the woman whom I admire bowed the flower. The guy who wearing a red cap is my uncle. Moving on to the next part of speech is verb. Based on the time of use, there are 4 types of verbs, namely verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, and verb ing. Verb 1. Basic verb forms. For example, work, sleep, eat, drink, sing. Verb 2. Verb forms for the simple past. For example, worked, slept, ate, drank, sang, etc. And verb 3. Verb form for past participle and past perfect. The shape can be similar to verb 2. It can also be completely different. For example, worked, slept, eaten, drunk, sung, etc. Verb ing. Verb form simple present, verbal, adjective, or noun. For example, working, sleeping, eating, drinking, singing, and so on. And these are classes of verb consisted of intransitive verb, transitive verb, detransitive verb, intransitive locational verb, transitive directional verb, and copula. Classes of verb number one is intransitive verb, a verb that doesn't need a direct object. For example, Mr. Knightley despaired. Or another one example, they go to Bandung twice a week. Mereka pergi ke Bandung setiap 2 kali seminggu. Or, I slept all day. Saya tertidur sepanjang hari. Second classes of verb is transitive verb, a verb that need a direct object. For example, James kicked the ball. James menendang bola. Or, he wealthy man about 3 paintings. And another one example, she baked the banana bread. So the banana bread is the direct object of the verb bake. 3. The transitive verb requires 2 noun phrases to its right. For example, Frank Churchill gave Jane Fairfax a piano. Emma gave bad advice to Harriet. Classes of verb number 4 is intransitive locational verb. Exclude a noun phrase to its right but requires a prepositional phrase. Example, Mr. Woodhouse sat in an armchair. In the sentence, sat is the verb, in an armchair is a prepositional phrase. Next, classes of verb number 5, transitive directional verb. Requires to its right both a noun phrase and a directional phrase. Example, Mr. Elton handed his wife into the carriage. In this sentence, handed is the verb, his wife is a noun phrase, and into the carriage is a directional phrase. The next classes of verb is copula. These verbs connects the subject and adverb. Linking verbs do not indicate the action taken by the subject, but rather a descriptive description and the identity of the subject. Example, Mike is a great dancer. So, is to be or linking verb. Another example, my father seems to be mischievous when he was young. Or you become afraid to take a shower at night. Next is be or to be. Be or to be is a word that functions to connect a noun or pronoun with a verb, adjective, noun, or other pronoun. Be is meaningless, but its role is crucial. Without be, there will be no sentence formed, only meaningless word. In positive sentence, for subject I, the to be is am in the present. For past to be is was. Subject she, he, it. For present to be is. And for the past to be is was. For the subject you, we, they, the present to be is are. And for the past to be is were. In a negative sentence, you can just add not after the to be. Example, I am not. And past is I was not. In the question sentence, the to be at the beginning of the sentence, as you can see in this table. Next is adjective. Adjective is a word used to express the nature or characteristic of something. Usually, adjectives are used to describe what the five senses perceive, from appearance, sound, taste, impression to smell. Next one is adverb. Adverb is a word that has a function to provide additional information about the verb, adjective, or adverb itself. So there are five types of adverb. First, adverb of time. Adverb of time is used to provide additional information about time. For example, now, early, yesterday, tomorrow, today, soon, and so on. Adverb of place serve to provide additional information about a location or place. Example, there, home, down, here, somewhere, and so on. Third, adverb of degree is an adverb that is used to add or complete information. For example, just, almost, quiet, enough, to, and so on. Next is adverb of manner. Is an adverb that is used to add information about a condition to explain how an event occurred. The form is adjective plus ly. For example, softly, gently, happily, easily, and so on. The last one is adverb of frequency. Is used to provide information about how often someone does something. For example, never, always, occasionally, and so on. The next of parts of speech is preposition. So preposition are words that are used before nouns, pronouns, or phrases in a sentence. Usually the use of this preposition provides additional information about the positions, time, and how something is done. So there are kinds of preposition consisted of preposition of time, preposition of place, and preposition of method and manner. Preposition of time in, on, at. In can use in to indicate a non-specific time of day, month, year, or season. Example, it rained a lot in December. At can be used to indicate the hour or with descriptions such as noon, night, and midnight. Example, she came at 8 o'clock. Next is preposition of place in, on, at. In is used if the place has a very wide scope. For example, a country or city. On is used for place or the name of the street, or it could be on a vehicle such as a train, bus, or ship. Example, they live on Jalan Sudirman. At can be used if the place is very specific. For example, there is the complete address or other specific location such as home. They live at Jalan Sudirman number 10. Preposition of method and manner. This preposition shows how something is done. There are two that are generally used. By indicates what we do to get a certain result. Example, they went to Georgia by bus. With shows the attitude, method, or objects used in doing something. Example, the thief broke the glass door with a rock. Another part of speech is conjunction. Conjunctions are not glamorous, but they do serve an important function. You can think of them as joining words. Conjunction labor to bring words and phrases together. Only using simple sentence would limit the reaches of a writer's text. As you can see in this list of conjunction words, most people think of coordinating conjunctions when they hear the word conjunction. Coordinating conjunction consists of 7 words. These words connect words, phrases, or clauses of equal grammatical importance. Coordinating conjunction consisted of for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, as known as fanboys. Next one is correlative conjunction. Correlative conjunction work in pairs. Each word of the couple resides in a different area of the sentence. For correlative conjunctions to function properly, you must introduce both of them into the sentence. Next is subordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunction link dependent clauses to independent clauses. A dependent clause cannot operate as a complete sentence. However, an independent clause can. Hence, dependent clauses add extra information to sentence. So here, subordinating conjunction, you can read it by yourself. Example, coordinate conjunction. I visit the planetarium every Tuesday afternoon. I visit the planetarium every Tuesday afternoon for I enjoy viewing the stars. I visit my mother and the ice cream man in Central Park. Example for correlative. She is not thinking as logically as she can. Another one, I stole not only the hubcaps, but also the tires. Subordinate, because of the dog bite, I always feared being next to Kenny's. Another one, this will make sense if you read the first chapter. Next, sentences. Basically, sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. A sentence is considered complete if it already has a subject and a predicate. Sentence can also be equipped with objects. Subjects can use the things, namely noun and pronoun. Meanwhile, the predicate can use a verb or an adjective. Unlike sentences in Indonesian, sentences in English must be completed with be. Usually, be is placed between the subject and the predicate. Last but not least, we have tenses. As you can see on this table, there are 12 tenses that you should learn and practice by yourself. Now, after the explanation that I have given earlier, I hope you can understand it well. In addition to what I have said, I will also suggest that you can learn a grammar with a grammar learning application. Now, there are many recommendations for grammar learning applications. One of them is the application of English Grammar Learn and Test from Millinix. English Grammar app make it easy to improve your English grammar and get ready for an English grammar test or just improve your writing and speaking quickly. With English Grammar app, you can study for free with 300 grammar lessons and 20,000 tests. Best of all, you can access these features anywhere and anytime when you download the app. After you download the application, please click and you are immediately shown the menu options you want to learn. Also, you can switch to premium account if you want. Here, I will click the grammar menu. After that, several lessons will appear that you can read and understand for yourself. I will click on the adjective menu. After that comes an explanation of adjectives and so on. After you have read and understood it, click the I learn it button at the bottom. It indicates that you have studied the material. And you can see that the icon changed because you have completed the understanding of the material you read earlier. Also, you can see the percentage that is displayed and how much percent you have studied the material. We turn to the test that you can do yourself to practice your skills. And you will be shown 10 levels, and each of them there are 10 questions that you can answer. If any of your answers are wrong, the applications will immediately display the correct answer and a brief explanation below. After all the questions are answered, you will be shown how many of your answers are right and wrong, and you can also repeat the question. Furthermore, in this application, there are also tests of various kinds of tenses that you can choose for yourself. Here I will choose the simple present menu. At each level, you are given 5 minutes for 10 questions. After all the questions are answered, you can click the Show Results button and you can see which answers are right and wrong. So that's all I can say in this video about learning grammar. I hope you all understand it well. And also, don't forget to download the grammar learning application on your gadget. The link in the description below. So thank you and have a good day.